necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is our Second Amendment, and all of us know it well enough. A lot of us really enjoy living in America. I mean, I would assume so. We have a lot of choices and freedom and whatnot. And we have the right to choose what we get to go out in the street and say. We get to choose if we want to open a business. We get the right to choose what job we want to work. We're not forced to do pretty much anything. Just as it is your right to choose what religion you have, because it is documented by the Constitution that it is your right to choose what religion you wish to practice and preach. It is also stated by the Constitution that it is our right to keep and bear arms. I have to stress the bear arms part, because as a Michigan Supreme Court justice said from a document off of Yahoo Facts, he says, to bear arms implies more than just that you get to have weapons. It means that you have both a right, a privilege, and a duty to educate yourself about guns. You cannot simply have guns and not know what you're doing with them. You'll get shot. It's absurd. Just like an officer who ran a buyback shop for guns that are out on the street that he'd like to remove. It says, Officer Cabtree attributes gun accidents to ignorance and carelessness. I'm trying to address the fact that a lot of people are scared of guns. A lot of it is about that you just don't know much about it. You know what? Guns they have the potential. They are a tool that have the ability to kill people. But that's not much unlike a saw, a knife, or let's say a machete if somebody got real violent. You cannot just subjugate. You cannot subjugate your own feelings upon an entire country because you're scared of something. Before you go off trying to say that nobody can have the right to have and keep and bear arms, you should definitely educate yourself first. Because 69% of prisoners asked all across the country by an organization called Just Facts. They run a .com called JustFacts.com. They say 69% of these prisoners personally knew other criminals who had been scared off, shot at, wounded, or captured by an armed victim. That means 69% of the people that were being attacked were protected. They protected themselves with the gun that they had. They owned and they carried it. And in the U.S., there's actually, on average, 88% of people that own guns. This was said by Sim Rogers. He also did a political poll. He is a curator for JustFacts.com. The fact that we can have 88% of the population owning guns and not just everybody dying on a daily basis because these guns are running rampant, killing people like everybody wants to say, is just in itself that guns are not scary. They're not out to hurt you. They're just there as a tool to protect you, your family, your future children, yourself when you were a child, if your parents had guns. Guns are there not just for hurting. They're there to help. You do not need to shoot someone to protect yourself. I mean, a shotgun sounds pretty scary by itself. $1 million violent handgun crimes occur per year. This is another fact from, I actually cannot pronounce the .com. It's B.com. I don't know what it's trying to symbolize, but it also has facts justified and backed up by facts at yahoo.com and other fact-regulated websites. It says 1 million violent handgun crimes occur per year, and 3 million carrying incidents happen in the U.S. per day. That's 1 million crimes being committed per year, 3 million per day. Multiply that 3 million out to the entire year, you wind up with 1.1 billion incidents where someone just has a gun on them. Whether it's illegally or legally, they have a gun on them. So there's 1.1 billion cases of this, and out of that 1.1 billion, only 1 million are used in a violent act. That is 0.092%. 0.092% of the people that go out on the streets with a gun cause problems for people. And 69% of those people are stopped from the same fact that I had just told you, that these people are being stopped by these guns. In hindsight, if we all had been having guns with us from the time that problem started, it would be reasonable to say that there would be almost no crime, because criminals don't want you to be armed. The people that want you to have no gun on you are the same people that want to hurt you. And I'm not saying specifically, if you're thinking about the government wanting to remove our arms, they think that it's in our best interest. But that's another thing about it too, is that when a government removes your ability to protect yourself from all criminals, whether domestic or foreign, you wind up in a state of vulnerability. You cannot protect yourself. And a prime example of this would be North Korea. They are put down day after day, and they have no way to defend themselves. If they tried to throw their own political regime, they would fail miserably. If America had some huge problem where there was just this horrible tyrant, let's say that Nixon came back from the dead and was just terrorizing everybody, you know, we'd be able to stop him pretty darn quick, because 88% have guns. These 88% doesn't cause problems on a daily basis. They have it to protect and go hunt and whatnot. I'm not here to say that everybody should just have a gun. I'm not saying that you need to go out and buy a gun right now. I'm saying please educate yourself before deciding that all guns are evil and just try to hurt people. I'm saying that this plight of gun ownership is not as dramatic as a lot of people wish to believe. In fact, it's quite helpful, and we survived so long with guns so far, and what's to say that it would hurt now? Think if a terrorist, if a band of extremists came from another country here to our country, and let's say it's 50 years in the future, they got rid of guns. You know, these people are pretty educated, and they're not coming here like we are. We don't know how to fight. We don't live in the streets of Baghdad. We have no idea how to fend for ourselves. But if these extremists find a way to our country, and they start to attack us, you know, they're not going to get very far, but they're going to take out a nice chunk before anybody's able to stop them, because nobody would be armed. I think, I hope to inform you on more than just guns. I want you to inform yourself. I want you to go out. I want you to talk to people. I want you to look up stories about helpfulness, where guns became handy, and where guns did more than just kill people. And they stopped. They saved lives. Maybe our government doesn't need to just allow open carry or concealed carry. Maybe something better. Maybe some classes, which there are classes for concealed carry. There are many things to stop a lot of the problems, even accidents. Accidents only happen due to the ignorance of people, and it is okay. You can quickly be educated on anything. A couple of Google searches here or there, and you find a place that'll teach you for a week. It's real quick. Before I completely end, I have a couple of slides that I'd like to show you. And they are slides that I have found over a couple of different websites. They're backed, and all of them found their way to justfacts.com. I cannot stress enough, justfacts.com is a wonderful website. And even some why is it there? Can you go all the way down? Can you start hitting the space bar? Okay, all right. These are non-fatal accident and hospitalizations from 2007. This is from a fall. People wind up in the hospital more often from falling than they do from guns, which are way down here, firearms, which is just above, I think that says dog bite. I mean, is it so awful that we need to start removing stairs because they're pushing people over? I mean, guns are not causing that huge of a problem. People aren't using them as sporadically as a lot of people like to portray. These are fatal accidents. Again, motor vehicle traffic. Apparently the cars are out to get us too, right? Again, firearm is way down here, just above pedal, cyclist, or other. Firearms, again, not nearly as bad as you wish to believe. This is the murder rates in Michigan and the United States. it's 2008, but it's the best. It's the most up-to-date one that I could find. It slowly increased. And this dot right here represents when they implemented the concealed carry. Now, it didn't drop dramatically, but it kept it from coming back up too much. There was a small peak that broke the line, and it dropped dramatically below the average. Can you do it again? This is the murder rates in Florida and the United States, again, 2008. Florida, same thing, only this time, higher population too. Huge drop. Went right with the state average. It came down so far as soon as we implemented concealed carry. Can you do it again? This is the murder rates in Texas. Again, concealed carry comes along, and I'm in Texas. You'd think that everybody would be getting shot every other day, but no, it goes right down. There's no problems. And this murder rate could be anything between some yahoo with a gun, and maybe the other person got slow on the draw. Whether it be one thing or the other, there's obviously a huge drop in the murders as soon as they implemented the concealed carry. What's my time? Sorry.
It's 11:30.
Okay, I'd like to end with the words of Medea. The peace be still, because I have the peace of steel. Thank you.